Hello and welcome to the Otaku Network podcast. My name is Steve.
And I'm David.
And we are into week 2 of the 2026 winter anime season. So we're going to start with Journal with Witch. It's interesting to give a synopsis to a story like this, given that there does not appear to be a narrative arc. The beginning of the episode focuses a little bit more on Asa learning to live with her aunt, Makio, to the point where they talk to each other about not yet wanting to respond to communications from people they know in regards to Asa's parents' death. Makio ends up responding first, and it's to what I think we're being presented to as her best friend, which is an interesting woman named Nana. And we get introduced to Nana shortly afterwards as she shows up on a different day to meet her friend's new daughter, technically, and to cook them some food, knowing that Makio does the bare minimum to survive and feels sorry for the teenage girl now having to live in those conditions. At this point, Asa is introduced to adult interactions in a way that she can't recall ever having experienced before. Her mother seems to have been a very uptight person, and Asa is quite astonished by the flippant nature of Makio and Nana's conversations. There's very little that separates these two grown-ass women with two teenagers. And that's kind of a traumatic revelation for her. Puts the adult world into a more realistic light for her. I would assume framing it in a way that it is not this inapproachable future, but just a different version of the world she already lives in. Nana teaches them how to make her favorite gyoza recipe, which leads to Nana convincing Makio to contact an old boyfriend of hers for reasons that we don't understand yet, but relating to money. Sometime later, we're not sure how far along, Makio meets her ex-boyfriend, a guy by the name of Shingo Kasamichi, for lunch. And he's apparently a fan of her writing beyond being a fan of her personally, at least in the past. And they discuss her current series that isn't doing so well, while at the same time bringing up recent touchy personal issues. And how, even though he feels guilty about it, he was hurt when Makio told him the news that she was essentially adopting a 15-year-old girl. Due to their relationship in the past, she had claimed that she never wanted children. So it seems like there is a regret of the past in their relationship where he wanted something with her that she didn't want, and now suddenly that reality is shifted. Episode ends with Makio returning home after the meeting to find Asa reading the same novel that they were talking about and getting kind of weirded out by it. It's understandable that creators get a little nervous when people that they personally know are ingesting their creative endeavors. Even for a published author like Makio, I'm sure there's always that sense of imposter syndrome. Or probably more in this case, being uncomfortable with wondering how much the person you know that's reading it recognizes your internal dialogues within the product that you're creating. The meeting with her ex-boyfriend brings her to a resolve that she needs to try to help Asa put some closure on the emotions that she apparently unknowingly is blocking, and tells her, we need to go back to your house and we need to go through your things. And that's where the episode ends. Thought the episode was good. I enjoyed the introduction of Nana and to an extent Makio's ex-boyfriend.
Shingo.
More the conversations that they brought and the perspectives that were injected into these two women's very cloistered lives as far as we're aware.
A lot to talk about with this show.
It's a story about emotional growth and development. There's not plots like we're used to in an action series, obviously.
Or any series.
Or like a slice of life romance where it's, we have this goal of guy asks girl, girl asks guy, etc.
Yeah, it's just very...
It is a case study of two people forced into a situation with each other where they will hopefully grow together into better individuals than what they were at the start of the story.
It's kind of too real at this point.
See, I love stuff like this.
I don't know if I just wanted to go live real life. I just go outside.
It's about the fascinating tale and the interesting characters that we are introduced to. it's fun learning about the lives of these people.
Sure. It's so cathartic. I just like, I feel like I'm watching a Quaalude.
You need that sometimes.
I don't know. My life's downer enough.
This is going to be a story about hope, and you can see all those glimmers of hope.
I meant downer in a sense of like a...
Something that'll just like put you at a baseline.
Yeah, like put you to sleep.
I like this episode. I can't wait for more. I'm excited to see the path that these women take in their healing process. Something tells me it's going to be a little brutal before it gets nice and comfy and warm and fuzzy.
Maybe.
There's going to be a catharsis moment where there's just this darkness, I feel. Like internal emotional darkness.
Potentially. JJK picks up an indiscriminate amount of time after the declaration that Yuji Itadori has been sentenced to death by the Jujutsu Sorcerer Council. A lot of the episode is spent exploring Tokyo post Shibuya incident, where most of the city has been overrun by the curses that were released through Kenjaku's ultimate plan. The more important portions of the plot revolve around Yuji accepting what Sukuna did in his body, with the very large kill count that he racked up at the end, towards the end of the Shibuya incident, when he let Sukuna go no holds bar in an attempt to stop what Kenjaku was doing. Ultimately, that failed, and it caused Yuji severe psychological trauma. But he obtained a brother, that of Choso, a cursed being, one of the 3 cursed wombs from last season and the season prior, that have become roommates of sorts. Meanwhile, while all this is happening, the leader of the Zenin clan, who got really fucked up during the Shibuya incident, has finally passed away. And now his 3 sons have been called together to determine who is going to be the next head of the Zenin clan. We find that Naoya Zenin is vying for control of the Zenin family, as he views that his 2 older brothers are basically incompetent.
Meatheads?
Yes. Especially since the passing of their 4th brother, Toji. We very quickly get a standoff, as Naoya is definitely the jackass that he looks to be. We find out that he does get named head of the Zenin family, with one stipulation: that if Megumi Fushiguro is found and comes back to the family now that Satoru Gojo is either incapacitated or dead, which at this current time he's locked in Kenjaku's puzzle box trap, Megumi is supposed to become head of the Zenin family, as he is the son of Toji and thus a true Zenin. So this pisses Naoya off, who finds out that Fushiguro is looking for Itadori in Tokyo, and so he heads to Tokyo. En route, we get some cool combat with Itadori and Choso as they're going and trying to cull the cursed being population of Tokyo in an attempt to try to make it habitable again. And this is where shit pretty much hits the fan. Naoya catches them both. We learn that he has a cursed technique that allows him super speed. And then Yuta shows up and wrecks shit. Choso distracts Naoya so that Itadori can attempt to escape from Yuta, who very easily keeps up with Itadori. Like, stupidly easy keeps up with Itadori. And then we pretty much end the episode with Yuta stabs Itadori and cliffhanger. We get to introduce to a lot of stuff that isn't described right away in episode 1. We get a view of Tengen, who, for those of you that have watched the 2.5 season, was referenced a fair bit. We are reminded again that Kenjaku is trying to do bullshit.
Would it be incorrect to say that Yuji was living in a fugue state through this episode?
Pretty much.
The artwork was very eclectic.
It was eclectic, dour. There was a lot of
the animation was very
surrealism.
Yeah, it's like Itadori has been living through a fever dream, which more than likely he has, given the psychological impact of the events of the Shibuya incident.
Yeah. How many of his friends died?
Handful.
Nanami.
A couple of them right in front of him.
Yeah, Nanami especially got blown in half.
Yeah.
What's her face? Got her face blown off. Nabara got her face blown off.
Toto lost his arm.
And then Sukuna was just like, here, remember everybody you killed. And he's just like...
See, that's the thing, though. He didn't kill them. It was Sukuna who killed them all. And it's not like he had any choice that Sukuna took over his body. He was fed 10 fingers.
He's upset because of what his grandfather told him at the very beginning, how if you're going to use your abilities, you need to protect people with
He didn't use the abilities, though. It wasn't
I know,
him.
but he's a teenager.
That's why Choso was like, bro.
Yeah, but he's also
you can't, like, you didn't do that. You can't beat yourself up about what he did.
Right, but he is
That's fair.
emotionally compromised teenager.
Fair.
Also not the brightest bulb in the pack.
Not really, no.
Yuji is a himbo.
He's a puppy dog.
Like, yes, he is a cinnamon bun.
All he cares about is getting praised.
Exactly. He's a cinnamon bun, and as soon as the cinnamon bun even tangentially does something wrong, they're going to be upset. And if you think back to it too, he could probably be like, if I just never had eaten the finger of Sukuna in the first place, none of this would have happened.
He definitely does not what if. He's like, these things happened. I'm upset about them, but I got to keep going. I don't think his character has ever presented itself in the entire arc of the story as regretting the past. He may not be happy about things that happen, but he doesn't think about what would happen if things were different. He's like, this is how reality is. I just got to keep going and keep fighting for good.
Can we also talk about the fact that Yuta is the creepiest motherfucker I've ever seen?
Yeah, Yuta's.
He's got that dead stare. He's got the Gen Z stare on lock. He's just like, I even like that Yuji's like, I sense something, but it's creepier than Gojo. Implying that Gojo's creepy.
The thing that was astonishing was how much work was done to set up Naoya as possibly one of the biggest pieces of shit in JJK. Like, the entire introduction scene where he's walking with that woman servant of the Zenin clan to go to the meeting with his brothers.
And he's talking about Maki and Mai.
His, like, entire dialogue of, like, incel coded bullshit.
Yeah, where he's just talking mad shit about Maki and Mai.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The boy is...
How old is he?
He's a boy. I mean, his dad is like 1 billion years old, but yeah. He is everything that's wrong with a Nepo baby, wrapped up into a package of just disgust and violence.
Naoya Zenin is 27 years old.
Okay.
During the events of the Culling game.
All right. Yeah, I figured he was probably in his 20s. I'm hoping that by the end of all this, his ass ends up dead. He is a character in JJK that deserves to be dead. 100%.
Likely going to be. If I remember correctly from certain... The Zenin family does not.
Well, good. I mean, that whole clan is cursed anyways. They just kind of need to be purged at this point for the health of the society.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was okay. You know me. That's not my thing. I understand that it was like, artistic license with a lot of the combat, but it was very hectic and just weird.
That is kind of how the manga is too. The panels are very hectic.
I don't remember the previous seasons being this crazed.
Gege?
Like, I'm tracking a lot of it up to just trying to represent the mental space that Yuji's in.
Right. As the series went on, Gege's art style did definitely shift to this more like surrealist, eclectic,
like the collapse of reality.
To show this like break in the normality of Jujutsu culture with Kenjaku's.
I'm okay with that. That feels like a good direction to go, honestly. I guess it'll just have to be something I adapt to and get accustomed to. The one thing I never expected is how much I would like Choso.
I like Choso a lot.
Yeah, Choso feels like a much better brother to Yuji than Todo.
I think it's hilarious, all the thirst traps about Choso.
See, the thing with Choso...
So many women, when he did the blood art thing in the Shibuya incident, they're just like...
See, the thing with Choso is he looks exactly like a female character from Naruto whose name I can't remember. And I'm sure people may drop that name in the comments. Just not a blonde. And another thing that I brought up in the past, I can appreciate the speed with which the story does the thing.
Yes.
Because if this were a completely different any of the other shonen action series, episode 1 would have been 12 episodes long.
Yep.
It would have taken 12 episodes for us to get to the point where episode 1 ended. Because they just want to waste time and pad the airspace.
We pick up with Kaneyashiki Monica searching through the crab.
It's the crab girl.
The crab girl trying to find the drugs. She uses her very charming nature to convince the workers that she needs to do an inspection. and ends up finding that the drugs aren't being stored inside the crabs, they're being stored inside of cooler bags. This reveals the villain that was hinted at last season, the bad guy with the gold stripe across his face. All hell breaks loose as he reveals himself. Fat Gum and the detective go guns a-blazing, trying to capture him, and we find out that he has a speed quirk. And we also find out that Crab Girl has a scissor quirk. She can cut anything that she can fit her fingers, or we find out her legs around. He villains for a bit, uses the crabs to try to hide the evidence. We get basically just a demonstration of everybody's powers this episode. We get his speed quirk demonstration, which, Jesus Christ, he's fast.
And he has the ability to, like, manipulate electronics.
Yes, that too. I think it has to do with his speed quirk, that he's like, it's less of a speed quirk, it's more of an electricity quirk, and he can convert into electricity to do those things. We get a cool demonstration of Fat Gum's powers. And then Koichi gets to use his Magna Grab and then figures out that he doesn't know what else to do after he Magna Grabs onto a crab that's about to explode. Pretty much, Pop Step is in danger. Koichi tries to save him. He can't until he realizes that there's an eject switch. Ejects are out. Fat Gum is like, oh no, you're not going to make it out in time. So he jumps on the grenade. We learn that he can absorb kinetic energy. A little too much kinetic energy. Lets it out. And then hot Fat Gum.
He does the Sakamoto thing. Except we actually get an explanation. Sakamoto in light of Fat Gum, terrible character design. Fat Gum's way better.
Oh, I would say Fat Gum or Sakamoto?
No, Sakamoto's terrible.
Okay. But yeah, I like Fat Gum a lot. He's a very entertaining
He's fun,
character.
yeah.
I love how he's like quickly
Gotta
trying to
bulk up.
shovel food back in. Like, she's like, what are you doing? Like, I burnt all my fat cells. I gotta fatten up again.
What are you doing? I'm trying not to get shot, lady.
It takes him a while to bulk back up.
Fat Gum, 100%, in the reality of none of this is real, way more believable than Sakamoto. 100%. Oh my God, it makes me so angry now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
God, I hate Sakamoto Days.
He like gains weight at a normal human speed.
Yeah.
So he's got to like fucking.
He's got a sumo wrestler, that crap.
That's why if you notice, he tries not to use that power a ton.
Sure.
But boy, howdy, does he get fucking sculpted.
Yeah, holy crap.
Yeah, that is every girl's
He's a
wet
trap.
That is every girl's wet dream right there. Until he's not.
Yeah, and then,
Then he becomes Fat Gum, and you're just like... And then at the end of the episode, the crab guy lets Koichi and Pop Step go because they don't want to be questioned by the police.
And they don't want to miss their train either.
Exactly. So they F off.
Skedaddle.
And that's where the episode ends.
We get a deepening of Pop Step's endearment to Koichi with this episode.
Definitely.
Honestly, though, I didn't really like this episode.
It was slow.
I thought they spent way too much time on this stupid crab thing. I enjoyed Fat Gum. I wouldn't wash it off. I don't like Crab Girl.
I wouldn't wash it off as a terrible episode.
No, but it was weak for the standard we've come to expect for Vigilantes.
Yes. It spent too much time on this altercation.
Yeah, a lot of time.
Which I hope next episode is better. Especially because All Might's being introduced into it.
I think episode 2 solidified the trope that Journal with Witch is truly about the journey, not the end results. And I've liked the journey so far.
I've enjoyed the journey too.
I think it's a good character piece.
It's slow. It's really slow. But
well,
I'll try to get used to it.
You can't measure its speed when it doesn't have any destination. Jujutsu Kaisen. We're into part 1 of the Culling game. It's a death game. It's an elimination,
I'll show you my death game. So what would you rate it?
I'm gonna give it. Look, I'm gonna give the rest of the season to starting out. We'll give it a B.
I'll also give it a B.
It was
very standard. It was like, give me JJK.
It is different.
I shouldn't say standard. It sets a new pace for how JJK is going to be in this new arc.
Yeah, it's a very different feel from what JJK has been in the past.
The animation has improved.
Kind of, I guess. Maybe. I don't know.
I just think MAPPA keeps taking their benchmark animation and just...
I don't know if the artwork itself is good. It's the fluidity that's good. The character designs are very basic and sometimes not very well animated, I feel.
That's on purpose. Gege purposefully draws the characters in lower quality for
Ease of use.
not ease of use. It's to take focus away from certain aspects of things to draw your attention to something that is drawn better.
A fundamental manga for me reading manga as a teenager is Blade of the Immortal, and every panel and every inch of that manga is high art. No. I expect better.
Well, that sucks because it's not the author of Blade of the Immortal.
Just saying, I expect better.
I think you're expecting too much. You
There
better
are-
be careful. I've heard people complain about your views of JJK.
That's fair. They can have those complaints. I don't besmirch them for that. But
I had one of our listeners tell me that your opinions fucking suck about JJK.
hey, look, their opinions for one, and I've never been coy about my distaste for
I know.
shonen action.
I know. I just thought it was
I'm
funny.
not saying I've never claimed that the things I like are good either, but man, they're a way different version of.
I thought it was
boring.
really funny how you're going on about the art. And I'm like, oh yeah, that reminds me. Somebody tells me your opinions fucking suck about JJK.
See, in my past with manga, in the 30-ish years I've been reading manga, I've seen a lot of different quality of artists.
Mhm.
And let's not lie. There are some artists that are just bad, but we're able to get produced. Whether the story was worth it or not, irrelevant. That's personal opinion. Editors thought it was worthwhile to spend money on at the time. I mean, One Piece looks terrible. The character designs are horrific. One Piece is a fantastic story. But I can't make myself ignore all of the older manga I've read that the artwork is amazing with amazing stories, and accept that somebody chooses to not draw to their best of their abilities. I can't accept that.
But they do that on purpose for storytelling.
Dumb because we don't need it. Even Lone Wolf and Cub from the 70s looks better than some of the character designs in Jujutsu Kaisen. I can't accept that. If Gege is supposed to be a top quality artist, have some self-respect for what you're doing.
But he does. He's using it as a storytelling device. A lot of animation will do that to lower the quality of something so you pay attention to the thing they want you to pay attention to. I've read Blade of the Immortal. I know.
What's sad though is the Blade of the Immortal anime.
Bad.
The second one that came out where they told the whole story was good, but it's hard to translate that artwork quality. But you got Dan to Dan. Look at the beauty and the depth and the love in Dan to Dan.
The opening was a bop, by the way, for JJK. It was King Nu again.
I watched it a little bit. It wasn't bad. The brightness I see at the end of the tunnel that is Jujutsu Kaisen, that is season 3, is at least I can rely on the rapidness of the pace of the storytelling.
Yes.
Except
the Culling game is a really long arc in the anime. Or the manga, I mean.
Although I still feel that the Shibuya incident could have been a lot shorter.
Anyway.
Yeah, I was a little let down with this episode of Vigilantes, honestly.
It was okay.
I liked the reinforcing of the relationship between Popstep and Koichi at the end, though.
Yes.
That was fun.
I
think that was worth it.
I also did think you were going to like Fat Gum
Oh, Fat Gum was a lot of fun.
a little bit more.
I liked him.
Once you saw the rest of his quirk in action.
No, even if he didn't show up Sakamoto, I still liked him regardless.
But I knew you were going to be like, that's just fucking better than Sakamoto.
Yeah, 100%.
I saw it coming when Fat Gum did the thing. I was like, this is gonna happen. Steve is gonna be so much more disappointed in Sakamoto Days. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it that we got for this episode. As always, thank you all for watching. Like, comment, ring that bell so that you can get notifications about when we post our videos. I know we always tell you our schedule, but occasionally we release fun secondary episodes that are either our side quests or guest speakers as well. And then keep also an eye out for the Ranma 1/2 weekly Ranma episode that's going to come out on Wednesday, or it comes out on Wednesdays of every week. Oh, and check out our socials too. Hit us up on Discord. Check out Steve's blog, the thing that started this whole podcast. Otherwise, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. We'll see you next week here on the Otaku Network Podcast.